Hello, assalamu alaikum, and welcome back to Elsutra's kitchen. My beautiful people, today I'm here sitting here talking to you about Ramadan prep. As I promised on my social media, on my Instagram, which is at Elsutra's kitchen as well. If you're not following me, please kindly do so because I post a lot of things there, especially news. So Ramadan Mubarak in advance, and I am here sitting. I'm going to be sharing with you my most favorite items of my grocery list for Ramadan preparation that makes my life so much easier last Ramadan, and I cannot wait to share with you, and we're going to start right now. Second most important thing in this blissful month is food. So I will be telling you today about food preparation, your grocery list, and what I have right here. I have about 15 items to share with you. Start from number 1 to 15. I have about 15 items that I'm going to share with you on my Ramadan journal preparation for grocery. And number 1 item must have for Ramadan preparation is tomato paste. Tomato paste, I have a brand that I'm going to be showing you here on the screen that I use. You don't necessarily have to use that exact one, but just try to find a tomato paste that is really thick in consistency, not a runny one, because that one lasts longer in the refrigerator for as long as you want it. My second item on the list is hot chili paste. Yes, after tomato paste, hot chili paste, especially if you like your food to be spicy, is a must-have for this Ramadan in order to make your cooking so much easier. And I will be showing you how I am going to be using those items in my kitchen during Ramadan and the Ramadan preparation recipes, so that you will see the importance of you having it. And my number 3rd item is to get a meat pie dough. Yes, I will be showing you a brand here that I use. You can check your local grocery stores, usually in the Asian grocery stores or in the Mexican grocery stores, because they do make empanadas. So they have similar kind of doughs that they have that are frozen. Believe me, if you just make your minced meat with your vegetables and everything, and you have that dough, your meat pie is going to be ready in a matter of minutes. The 4th on my list is going to be samosa dough. Yes, if you love samosa, you need to buy the dough, or if you can make it ahead of time and put it in your freezer. That way you won't be rushing during at the iftar time trying to. The 5th item on my list is going to be a spring rolls dough. There is also spring rolls dough, which is always available from the grocery store. I will be showing you an image of what I'm talking about. Number 6 item is going to be tortillas. Yes, tortillas, you can make a lot of different kind of recipes with it. I have actually one tortilla recipe that I did at least, I think, 3 recipes with tortilla wraps. It is so easy and so fast, especially for making food for sahur. And my number 7 item is frozen spinach. Frozen spinach, because usually if you eat a lot of spinach, which I do, my family does, we make soup. We also make eggs. I fry eggs with my spinach. I do a lot of different kind of, including smoothie. So having a frozen spinach is going to make your life so much easier in your kitchen this Ramadan, because having the fresh one, it goes bad so fast if you're not using it consistently, and you may run out as well while you also need it, and you have to go out to the grocery. And for us here in Toronto, we are still in gray zone lockdown, so it's not every day that you get to go to the grocery, because if you go out it's still cold and you have to be in the line. So my next item is going to be frozen fries. Yes, just try and buy the big bag if you have like a freezer. If you have an external freezer, have like a big bag, especially if you have children. because that way you won't be spending much time filling up potatoes and making fries for iftar. If you need potatoes to be making other recipes, then you can buy some fresh one and also the frozen one. It helps me a lot. I cannot emphasize how much frozen fries is doing in my family. With Ramadan or without Ramadan, we always have it, and we buy ours from Costco. They have a really good and nice brand that it lasts long and it's really good. When you fry it, it's just like the McDonald's fries. I think even better because it's a bit thicker. And my next item on the list is frozen vegetables. Yes, if you make a lot of like fried rice and stuff like that, you need your frozen vegetables. I will be showing you in the video how I do save mine for Ramadan or for day-to-day activity, because the frozen vegetables, most of the time, if you're taking them out the freezer and putting them back, they tend to have frozen because it's kind of melting and also freezing at the same time, so you have so much ice in them. So I usually just put mine into Ziplocks, into portions on how much I'm going to be using at a time, and I freeze them. So my next item on the list is peeled beans. I will be showing you what I'm talking about. Wash your beans, dry it and keep it. If you make, or say if you make moi moi, do this ahead of time. Do this at least a week before Ramadan or 10 days before Ramadan, and I promise you it's going to make so much sense, because the moment you want to make kosai that day, just an hour before iftar, you can soak your beans in the water and just blend it. Unlike if you have to start from the scratch filling it, there is also ready-made one in the African grocery stores that you can just buy that is ready-made. This is what I use now. I just soak it in the water and I just use it. So next item on my list is going to be fresh bell peppers, because red bell peppers, I use it mostly if I'm going to make a sauce, or if I'm going to be doing some peppered chicken, stuff like that, or peppered fish, anything you want to just make a little sauce with it, you need that. And I'm going to be showing you on the video how I wash, cut, process it, and also freeze it, and how you can save your freezer space in freezing it. Next item on the list is ginger garlic paste. You have all seen me if you've been following this channel on how I use the branded ginger garlic paste on my everyday dishes, because I am always on time. I am always in a hurry to just finish dinner or finish that lunch, and just because the kids are around the house and I have so much around my life as well, so I always want to buy things that will make my cooking so much easier and faster and save me time. So next item on the list is going to be Ziplocks. Ziplocks are essential in your kitchen, especially if you're making a prep for anything, for any kind of cooking, because that way you don't have to be using your glass bowls or your plastic bowls to be putting them in the freezer, and you have to defrost it and you have to wash them. Most of the time you see your plating are caking, but with your Ziplocks, you just use it once and you dispose it. That's it. And it's going to make a lot of sense when I showed you how I prep my vegetables, on how I prep my other things with my Ziploc. The next item, or second to the last, which is item number 14, is meat. Buy your meat ahead of time. If you go for grocery twice a week, once a month, or once a week, buy your meat, which include beef if you do eat beef, lamb if you do eat lamb, chicken, which I guess you do eat, fish, cow tail, oxtail, anything you're going to be eating in Ramadan, I don't expect everybody to do their entire Ramadan grocery at once, because most of some people doesn't have like an external freezer to keep the meat or so just at least buy something that will last you for a week, and then you can go every weekend to buy more groceries. So getting your meat ahead of time is going to save you a lot of time in the kitchen. This Ramadan, we don't want to joke about not doing our ibadah and just be cooking and being busy in the kitchen. We need to utilize this time that we have, because only Allah knows who is going to live until next Ramadan, and we cannot play with the opportunity that we have to do a lot of ibadah during Ramadan, because this is the month of mercy. This is the month that we've been waiting for the entire year. This is the most blissful month of the year for the Muslims. So I guarantee that by you doing your food preps, it's going to save you a lot of time. Those items prep ahead of time always save me in the kitchen, so I make my food ahead of time, because those between 30 to 15 minutes before iftar time, that moment is the most blissful time in the entire day. If you can sit in your Tarduma prayer mat waiting for the prayer call, and you are just doing your zikr and you're just saying Allah's name and stuff, is the most blissful time of the day, because that is the time the angels will come and record everything that you have done during the day, and they are actually going to be sending back everything that you have done during the day by that moment. So we need to utilize that time, not to be standing always in the kitchen, make our food prep and everything. So finally, the last item, the must-have item, the most important item that saved me in the kitchen last year is my air fryer. My air fryer had saved my life and saved my time in preparing my food. So if you don't have one yet, I urge you to invest into one. I believe under my description you will find some Amazon links, and I have an air fryer link that you can click on and buy an air fryer. I believe they cost less than $100. I think there are some that even cost about $65 to $70, $80, $90 to $100, and even more. So I urge you to invest into one, to buy an air fryer for this Ramadan. And if you can also get a pressure cooker, it's also amazing in the kitchen. But if no, then we still going to be using our oven to make a lot of nice and beautiful and yummy recipes this. So I will be sharing with you on how I do a little bit of prep for earlier prep for Ramadan. Here are the Ziplocks I just got from a store, and I have the bigger ones. I have the ones that you can put like fruits. They are more like a standing pouch, and I have the smaller ones. So my first item that I bought and I wanted to start working on and start freezing is my red bell peppers. And here I am just washing it and taking out any kind of dust from the grocery store, and I'm going to be working on it. So I am going to just cut it, and I will show you how I process mine and how I am going to package everything. I save it. So in my food processor, I just process my red bell peppers, and I'm going to be doing it in batches until I'm done with the entire big bag that I bought. And here I have some tomatoes that I'm also going to blend, and I'm going to add it into the bell peppers. As you can see, it's only one batch of tomatoes, and the last batch I'm going to be blending is my scotch bonnet. I'm going to be also blending together with some ginger and garlic, and then add everything together so I can have like more of a mixed kind of red bell peppers and chili garlic paste and stuff. So after everything is mixed together, I have my smaller Ziplocks here, and I'm just going to be scooping, and I'm going to be putting in just the amount, the kind of quantity I think I'll be needing based on my family size. Based on your family size, you can also do the same, thinking about how much you're going to be using at a time. So I'm just going to be putting everything inside until I'm all done, and this is how I'm just going to place them in the freezer in order for me to save my freezer space, because if they are more of a standing, it's going to consume a lot of space. So but me having them this kind of mix is better for me. So for my vegetables, as I told you earlier in the video, I'm just going to be scooping them also into batches based on how I'm going to be using them. And here I am prepping for my meat. So usually what I do is just to buy my meat, not too much, but just in batches also. So I will be working on them at least maybe 2 weeks before Ramadan. Each time I go to grocery, I buy either chicken or beef or lamb or fish, and I will be making them into this kind of batches, and I will be saving them in my freezer. So what I did with my drumsticks is just to save them like that, in case if I just want to grill them in the oven, I will just take them out and marinate. And then for the other part of the meat, I can be making soup, so I just fry them and I also freeze them. So thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope you have learned one or two things in this video, and the list of my grocery and how I prep for Ramadan and the food preparation. I hope to see you in my next video, which will be uploading different kind of food recipe videos on this channel. So thank you so much, and Ramadan Mubarak in advance. Assalamu alaikum.